everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. We have a bit of a catch up to do, checking out a few music videos from last week, and some are actually just from today. Starting off with On and Off. They returned, I believe, last week around, I wanted to say Friday, but it was June 17th, so that means Wednesday. They came back with Open the Door. The thumbnail is very intriguing. It looks like a darker concept, and looking it up online, lyrically the song represents the emotions of taking a courageous step toward an unseen future and leaving the anxiety of the present behind. So embracing the unknown, overcoming struggles, and creating a message of hope. I guess that's kind of like aka opening up the door towards a better and unknown potentially future. So very excited about this one. I've enjoyed everything that I've checked out from On and Off so far. So without further ado, let's go. Whoa, that's pretty dope. That's ambitious.
Open the door.
Oh.
Open the door.
Yo, this is so fucking cool. You hear like the door and they're almost like twisting the vocals because it's almost creating the impression that this is something like chaotic, demonic, like evil, because the unknown is dark and full of terrors. Wait, the night is dark and full of terrors. That's the Game of Thrones stuff. Anyway, it's like you're afraid of the unknown, so your mind almost like sends you for a loop that it's gonna be bad instead of good. You only look at the negatives. So therefore, like the dark aesthetic, like the shadows. Then you have like fucking like you have all these demons coming out from like this black hole, which is again the unknown, and it's almost like they're being driven to a point of insanity, of like schizophrenia or something like that. That is really cool. Not to sound like a psycho. The concept, I mean, is cool. Very anime-esque, the visuals, almost like an anime live-action adaptation or something.
Open the door. Open the door. 도착한 곳은 낮과 밤을 구분 못할 익숙한 내 맘속이었어. 호라이즌 같은 이 공간에서 유일한 경계는 저기다지만 애를 써도 전혀 낫지 않던 내 열병과
Cool transitions.
모든 시작이었던 이곳 정문을 열고 나면 나는 어떻게 되는 걸까 다음 세상일지 깊은 심연일지 몰라도 작은 희망은 밤에 달이 빛을 잃은 듯이 점점 달라질 나의 모습이 두려운 건지 아닌 바다들이 전부가 난 무서운 건지 그럼에도 난 좋은 사람이 되질 못하고 희망과 환상을 구분 못했어 많은 모험 중에 나는 괴물을 감았었고 누군가를 미워하기도 했어 사실 그 모든 건 다 나였는데 저 문을 열고 나면 나는 어떻게 되는 걸까 다음 세상일지 깊은 심연일지 몰라도 Open the door Open the door
Yo,
그곳이 어디로도 난 가
that is dope. Holy shit.
모든 돈이 이어져 있으니까 두렵지 않아 마지막이라면 시작일 테니
That was such a nice touch. If this is the end, then it's only gonna be the beginning. You know, one door closes, another one opens. You know, That's really dope. And I love the fact that you have like this mysterious figure, which almost like reminded me of like a visual of like something on of like Kong Daniel paranoia on steroids, because it's almost like a supernatural kind of like being. But paranoia there was like different because it had something to do with real life shit and feeling paranoid because you're always almost like being stalked and whatnot, which there is an element of that kind of with the security cameras. Every move is you're being watched, right? It feels like there's nowhere that you can go, and the demons or like the dark figures in the music video represent like the fear and anxiety that ironically help you break through those security cameras, so you don't care about if you're being watched or not. You know, the unknown might be dark and full of horror, but it also could be good and full of, you know, hope and whatever. There's like lyrics, I can't tell hope from fantasy or something like that, right? Like whatever the future holds, don't be afraid of opening the door and, you know, going through it. No, and whatever happens, you're going to, you know, you're going to be okay. Like their outfits are almost like straitjackets in a way. It's almost like they turned into crazy people because of the paralyzing fear. So it's almost like they became crazed because of the fear that possesses them. Low-key also what looked like a cross there, it has a little bit to do with like a religious undertone of like I got faith on my side, you know, having God or something like that, not being afraid, in a way, which obviously it deals with just self-belief as well, but whether it's in help with something like a religious aspect, whether it's someone that helps you fight through a day, which obviously they're all connected as the members are, but regardless of the situation, having something, a reason to fight or a reason not to be scared, it could be you yourself, or it could be something extra that helps you overcome yourself, whether it's God, friends, or whatever the case may be. Again, stated in many of my reactions, I'm not much of a religious person, but I appreciate the artistry whenever they do use that as a potential symbolism, because it definitely feels like it could connect in a way. But whatever it is that you go in your life, I guess it kind of like relates to a specific individual. It's kind of like it's subjective, rather, is what I'm trying to say. That was cool. Like almost like using fear as a mass, almost like a tumor that has grown out of control, that has taken over me. I will kill this mass of desire that has grown larger than me. I want to meet a self without pain. I want to be me who's not afraid of what's to come, of what is going to happen tomorrow, and not be paralyzed by it. So this is beautiful. Is that Latin? Oh. overcoming my own demons, overcoming oneself. That was so fucking cool. Holy shit. And it's like the irony of opening the door, you let the fantasy of what the door opening represents to be so much darker than what it is, because in reality, as you're closed off in this fantasy land of expecting it to be the worst, and then the fear consumes you, you have all these monsters, figures in black and whatever. But once you actually open the door and you're not afraid of seeing what is to come, that also annihilates the darkness, because you're not afraid of the brave new world that you're about to enter into. Therefore, it eliminates the fears and the monsters and everything, because the world is larger than that little room that you close yourself in, surrounded by nothing but your own thoughts and dark imagination. So conquering oneself is the best way in moving forward. Therefore, you almost have like a mannequin of yourself, or like a fear, a paralyzing fear, which is why it almost looks like it's stones, or like just like a mannequin, or it's like a stone figure of him in a way, or something that represents fear and anxiety, and kind of like blasting it away because you're not afraid anymore. Now, there was an interesting thing that they said, which sounded a little bit like Latin, if I'm not mistaken. There's also like this shot where everything is burning. You had like a camera, a musical instrument, and something else to represent maybe like the group itself as musicians and artists potentially. But okay, let's see what the fuck this means, and if I was correct that it is Latin. Lux in cori. The light shines more brightly in our hearts. The full quote, there's a Latin motto, lux in tenebris lucet. The light shines in the darkness, shifting focus from dispelling the external dark to nurturing an inner glow. It is a powerful reminder that inner strength, hope, and passion only grow more resilient and vibrant when times get tough. And times got plenty fucking tough for them, because of all the darkness. And you see dream catchers, if I'm not mistaken. You see a butterfly. You see an it looks like, I thought it was a bird cage, but it looks like something that holds a candle. You have a globus as well. A globus? Whatever. You have a like all these things, maybe like wanting to transform, wanting to be protected from the darkness, wanting to explore the world. You have a rocking chair, wanting to chill. I'm not really sure. Relax, take it slow. As idols, that would make sense. Like there's no time to slow down, and they shouldn't be afraid of taking time to heal and whatnot, as this industry is vicious, and if you stop moving, you might be trampled and overlooked, and it's not something that you should be paralyzed by. That's at least my 2 cents. But I feel like this music video was absolutely incredible. The meaning behind it was incredible. The lyrics were amazing. Visually, the guys were fantastic. The acting was great. Like they truly turned fear and anxiety into like a possessing illness that they needed to overcome, because the only cure is opening your heart and opening the door basically to not be afraid of what's to come. And I feel like they did an incredible job with this one. Honestly, this was fucking spectacular, and the song itself is gorgeous. There's like almost like a come to Jesus kind of like moment, like with the choir and everything. It was like so incredibly like epic. It's definitely one of the more epic songs that I've heard in K-pop, as far as like the scale and how the rock elements were also really, really cool. The chorus kind of like gave off a bit of an anime intro kind of vibe. Like I wouldn't be surprised to hear something like this in an anime. Honestly, I feel like it would go really, really hard. But this was truly spectacular. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If I made any sense, let me know in the comment section. Comment your own thoughts. Maybe I missed something, so feel free to jump in, and I'll catch you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and be well and safe wherever you are. See ya.